And then sometimes there's problems that it might just be helpful to work both sides at the same time. How do I know that before looking at the problem? You don't. It just comes with experience, making a ton of mistakes, and just trying over and over and over again. But I'd want to show you that sometimes you do have to do that. So how we'll do that is I'm going to combine these terms on the left side to begin with. So I'm going to multiply both sides by a clever version of 1. I'm going to have to use my entire board on this one too. So I apologize if it's going to get tight here. Then that will become common denominators all the way across. So let's go back and go to my green. So I'll have 1 minus cosine theta times 1 plus 1 times 1 plus cosine theta all over 1 minus cosine theta times 1 plus cosine theta. We've seen that before. That's the difference of two squares. So that's helpful. The numerator, the ones pretty much are irrelevant. So that's 1 minus cosine plus 1 plus cosine. The numerator becomes 1 minus cosine squared. The numerator then becomes, cosines cancel out or zero themselves out. Then I have 1 plus a 1, which equals a 2. 2 over 1 minus cosine squared theta. And that 1 minus cosine squared theta, I can go one more step if I need to. I'm not sure that I'm going to need to, but I can. 1 minus cosine squared theta is the same thing as sine. So that can also equal 2 over sine squared theta. All right, really can't go much for. I guess I could make it 2 cosecant squared as well. And so I might be able to make it one more step if I want to. And make that, what, 2 cosecant squared x. All right. Again, this isn't the solution. None of these are solutions. They're just different ways to write that side. So my goal is as I start to solve the right side, start to work on the right side, I just wanted to match up with anything that I've already created on the left. So let's work this through then. I can factor a 2 out. And I don't know if I want to, but I can. And the cotangent squared is cosine. So I can, yeah, let's make this 2 plus 2 times cosine squared over sine squared. There's a summation, so typically you want to combine like terms if you can. So let's multiply this first 2. By a clever version of 1. That's a sine squared over a sine squared. Then I have a 2 times a cosine squared over sine squared. So now I can add those terms together because they're on the same, they have the same denominator. So that would be a 2 sine squared theta plus a 2 cosine squared theta all over sine squared theta. All right, so far it doesn't match up with anything yet, so let's just keep going. Let's factor a 2 out now. Sine squared theta plus cosine, that's my fabulous number 1 that I have. And from there, I do remember seeing that before. Here it is right here on the left side, and there it is on the right side. So I was able to verify this identity by working both sides until I got something that I saw on the right as I saw on the left. So therefore, identity verified.